during the early summer, we love being outside. We enjoy being outside after being stuck inside for so long through the winter and the early spring. Once the sun comes out and it starts to warm up, we love to be outside and enjoy the flowers especially. And we plant a lot of perennials at our home, and we've got a lot of perennials to choose from here at Anderson Seed and Garden. Some that do well in the sun, some that do well in shady locations. So really, no matter how mature your yard is, if you have big tall trees and lots of shade, there's a perennial that will fit in your yard. If you have a newer home and lots of sun and it gets hot and dry during the summertime, we've got some perennials that will work well for you. The great thing about perennial flowers, like all of these right through here, is the perennials will come back from year to year. You plant them once, there'll be a smaller plant, like for example this pincushion flower, the scabiosa. Beautiful flowers. They're flat. The bees absolutely love them. Bees will come in and use the flowers for pollen. Really pretty flower. But you could plant one that's about this size, and it's going to grow over time. It's going to come back every year, and it's going to get bigger and bigger. So in a couple of years, this plant's going to be this big instead of the size that it is right now. And the longer they stay, the bigger they get. Sometimes you'll have to divide them and move them and separate them because they get so big. But the perennials will just come back from year to year, and low maintenance. Usually we'll just clean them up once in the fall, and it works out great. They'll bloom for about 2 to 3 weeks. So just remember that perennials don't bloom all summer long, but they bloom for just a few weeks, and then you just have the foliage to enjoy for the rest of the year. So we've got beautiful sun-loving perennials like the foxglove. Now foxglove's very pretty. Of course, the pincushion flowers, but look at the flowers on the foxglove. Big, deep trumpets. Of course, the hummingbirds are going to absolutely love these. They're going to go crazy. So a lot of great summertime flowers that are going to be blooming throughout the middle of the summer. They can handle full sun. We've got lots to choose from. Black-eyed Susans, Gaillardia. There's tons. But we've got some gorgeous shade-loving plants as well too. This is an astilbe. And astilbe love full shade, and it's got a really attractive green foliage, but plumes of color that come up. So this is a peach astilbe, and so it's just barely starting to bloom, and the flowers are really quite stunning. And the nice thing about astilbe is they will bloom for a really long time. So these will actually bloom for about a month. So you get nice color in a shady location for at least a month out of the astilbe. Then you get to enjoy the flowers the rest of the time. A lot of new colors of foliage coming out. These are coral bells. Now the coral bells have nice flower stalks that come up, and the flowers are really quite pretty. But it's actually the foliage that's more beautiful. And so this purple one here is called Midnight Rose, and then this one's called Electra. And the beautiful thing about the heuchera, or the coral bells, is the foliage lasts all summer long, and so you get the color out of the plants even when they're not blooming, and you'll be able to enjoy these. And the coral bells, they do well in full shade. They'll also do well in a sunnier location, and so you get this great color, and there's tons of different colors to choose from. But you get these great colors and great color combinations out of them in a shady location for pretty much the entire year. And of course, there's lots and lots of shady loving plants like ferns, but I especially like the hostas. And this hosta right here with the variegated leaf, it's called Minuteman, and it's got a beautiful green leaf with that white edge to it. But some of the hostas will get just enormous. This one's called let's see, this one's a sun-tolerant perennial. A sun-tolerant hosta. Huge, humongous leaves, and it is just really pretty. It's called Sum and Substance, and the leaves will just get massive, and a very large hosta. It's going to get probably 3 feet tall, and it's going to just love being in a shady location. So not only are there some great shade-loving and sun-tolerant perennials, but there's a lot that will kind of work both ways, where they can work in a partially shady, partially sunny location, and they'll just bloom and give you good color all throughout the summer. Make sure you fertilize your perennials at least once a year. Twice a year is what we usually will recommend. A product like the Gardener Special from Fertilome is a great way to fertilize your perennials. Keep them looking good. They need that nutrient to produce the flowers and to really develop a good root system, so they'll come back and produce beautiful flowers for you the next year. So be sure and fertilize your perennials at least once a year. Twice a year would work really well. Gardener Special would work great. Start and Grow is also another one of our favorites. And keep on top of those perennials. Let them produce flowers for you, and I hope you enjoy being out in your garden throughout the summer.